Right. I'm drawing a little sketch here. There's not many warm colours in this. It's going to be mainly greys and stuff. I'm going to put a tiny bit of warm in around these mountains now. I'm going to turn it upside down, put my sky in. In fact, I think I might move my little clip down to there. Why not? Right, I'm going to get my sky in now. So plenty of water. Like I said, don't want much in on this. This is the tiniest bit of warmth. What's in this picture? This is it. This is all there is. I've got to keep that moving at all times, else I'll get a stain. As I come over to there, I can sort of just, what's in there? So yeah, I'll just drift that into there just a little bit like that. That's sand. That's sand. Right, okay, now then. So that's that. Right, I'm going to need now, I'm going to mix it now, a bit of Payne's Grey, and it's actually from some wood in my palette, so there'll be a tiny bit of Burnt Umber in that, and a bit of blue, so it's grey and blue, whatever blue you've got. Cobalt might be a good one for this. Right, so I'm going to just bring that in top of there. I think I'm going to spin it round so it all drips down. I'll spin it round. Right, if this starts to dry on me, then I'll stop, dry it thoroughly and start again. That's annoying me, that here, there. See if I can paint that out. There, it's that way there. Right, right, so bring this down like this. Cross, that don't look bad at that, does it? That's getting slightly fainter as it comes down. And this here, like this. Just a slight dab into a bit of water, soften it a bit as I come down here, down into there, a bit more water, come into there. Oh, that's nice. I'll just go across there, a bit more water. I'm going to try and soften into here a bit more. Don't mind if I end up coming all the way in. Right, I've just got a completely clean brush now. There. Oh, that's looking pretty good. And that colour just underneath there. A bit there. Oh, that's nice. I'll add a bit more blue in just, I don't know, from here I'm thinking a bit more extra blue in there. Across there, and then I'm going to dab some extra black in as I come across here just to vary it a bit, and hopefully this will all run and soften with me with me wet paint. I think I'll do again, maybe just a damp brush, just bring some bits in and try and soften a few bits. Just a damp brush, just soften a few bits. Oh yeah, oh I'm happy with that. I might grab this and dry it now so before it moves too much perhaps. That actually, this can come over there into there. Come right through there for all I care. That'll do. That's quite, that's alright, that'll do me. I'll give that a soften and a dry now. Dry it gently. That's probably dry enough for me to carry on. May I sip of my coffee? Lovely. Right, now then, I'm needing that. I've got some blue and some black mix. Right, I need a bit of paper to test this on. I've got a bit here. Right, let's just test this on a bit of paper, make sure it's alright. I was looking at maybe it's a bit strong. A bit more water in it. Let's try that. got to get this looking distant. So I'm just tapping this on a bit of paper and just getting it so it's not too strong. Right. I'm going to try and get some snow into these mountains. So it's something like that. Something like that. Oh, that's nice. Just like that. Give me a little bit. This is just a palette knife. You can use a flat bit of your credit card if you haven't got a palette knife. A lot of people might have a palette knife for watercolour painting. You can even use the flat of a flat brush. Like this. Flat brush like that though. Stick that into a bit of paint. So I've ended up with brown and see like that though. Exactly the same. There's quite a bit down here off this bottom bit. Yeah, that's just the land showing through. Breaking, that's the rocks and that, just breaking through snow. Lovely jubbly. I'm going to do a little bit more with my knife, I think. I like using my knife. Somebody give me these knives, so I might as well use them. Getting sort of slightly thicker blobs off my knife. Oh, that's nice. So these are little ridges and rocks and stuff. What's just cutting through. There, like that. That'll do with that, I think. I think what I might do now, go back to my flat brush, and just get a couple of just like sort of slightly more controlled bits in with that. So I'll mix up some tiny bit of Payne's Grey, tiny bit of blue, and probably a bit of Bontumbrine anyway. I've got these, I've gone over my line here, so I wonder if I want to perhaps just get a few bits in there where I've gone over. That's it. Something like that. And then maybe it's where I've gone over, look. Take some of them bits. Don't seem to be any sort of, usually when I do this sort of thing, there's a bit of a sort of light side and a dark side, but there don't seem to be out like that on this, so I think what I'll do is I'll just leave it same as in my picture. That's it. Just get a little bit more on my palette knife, just blend some of that in a bit better. Just can see them lines a little bit strong on there, so I'll just do that. There, that'll do me. That looks all right. Maybe it's covered a bit too much up, which won't matter because I could go back in. I might do in a bit and put a bit of designer's white gouge on the top of that. Might even do that in a bit. So if you get too carried away, don't worry. Right, now then. More coffee. Right, what I want to do now, I'm going to mist. Let me check this, it's thoroughly dry. Actually, this bit here, mainly this bit here I need dry, because I'm going to re-wet it. And if it's not properly dry, I'm going to re-wet it. It'll just wash all this nice paint, what's all nicely faded, it'll just wash it all away, right? So I'm going to come into there like that and re-wet that bit there. Right, now I'm going to get my colour what I want for that. What's going to be blue. black, Payne's grey, whatever black you've got. I always say Payne's grey. Ain't got to be Payne's grey. Whatever black you've got in your palette will do this. Right, I think what I'm going to do actually is start on this side, work my way over. So this is all. I can have a bit of texture in here if I want. Work my way over to here, and then there to about like that. That's it, lovely jubbly. Back down into here, down into there, down to that line, there, like that, lovely jubbly. Wash my brush out, wash it thoroughly, nice clean brush, and then I'm going to stroke this across there like that, and try and get a really natural fadey arty bit. There, I can even bring that up, back up into some of that sky like that, look. There. Clean brush. Lovely jubbly. That's nice. Get a bit more blue in that sky like that, look. There. Oh, I love that. It's all faded in. Lovely jubbly. Nice. Right, I'm happy with that. Let's get that drying all now then. Right, now then, foreground. I'm going to need some. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some Bontumbers. That's a Bontumber. And then even a tiny touch of green in it. Not, I don't think you can even tell. No, you can't. I have put a tiny bit of some leftover green in there, but you can't tell. I'm just going to build up some little textures and things in here, I think, just so you can tell it's like bit, so it looks a bit closer. There. Tell you what, let's get me another brush. This has just got water on it, just rather than keep dipping my brushes, and I'll just soften in with that. I'll soften into this bottom bit, I think. That's it. That's nice. Right, so that's that. Right, now then, I suppose now, let's get quite a light sort of colour. I think that's perfect. It's slightly yellow, but only slightly. And we'll cover all of this with this. I'm just going to block the whole lot in. So it's got a bit of yellow, bit of brown, proper dingy multicolour, but that's where I want. And I want that to just cut through, you see. Right, I'll try and follow my contours now. Right, now then, so dip into a really dark colour now. Payne's grey burnt umber. It looks like there's a bit of green in this and all. So there's going to be bits, this is going to be bits of rocks and all sorts of stuff in here. So if I just leave bits what look like bits of rocks and that, dip into a bit of water as I come down, I think, soften it. In fact, let's get some green in. Let's mix some more green in as I come down here. That's looking nice. Trying to follow my contours, it's sort of coming up and over like this, you see. There. Lighten it even more towards that bottom bit. There, that's looking nice. Now then, get some more browns in. Now these browns are going to warm it up and make it look a lot closer. Oh, I keep coughing. Oh, this is looking good. Oh, that in there like that. Get some of these blacks in. Nice dark black colours in there. Let's mix them in with some really dark greens now. Just gone straight into some green what I already had left in my palette. There's a big blob of paint there. Let's just, no, let's take it out. Get rid of that. Let's see, some more dark green. Oh, that's a nice green. That's a strong green. Some blue in that. Maybe it's a bit too much. What do you do if you get a bit too much blue? Add a bit of red to it. Gets rid on it. So I went and grabbed some light red and went on top of that and got rid on it. I'm glad this is, I'll tell you what, I'm back to some burnt umber now. It's gone a bit greeny and a bit reddy. Oh, and some more of that black. So some of that black down on this bottom bit. There. That blue looks quite nice actually. I didn't want too much, so I jumped in with my red, caught it before it got carried away. Right, that's not looking bad, is it? Right, let's get some really thick green paint mixed up now then. Let's have a look. Oh, that's thick and it's dark. Let's try that. It's probably too green. So what I'll do, straight into my burnt umber and just blend it in with some of that. That's nice. And then let's get some more back up here. Come back up here, look. We've got to throw all this stuff into the background, you see, so we want it strong. Get some of that black across there, and then some burnt umber, and then some more of that green. Oh yeah, this is doing it good. That's looking quite nice, isn't it, that? I think that's going to be enough. It's built up and built up. If you're struggling building up layers, get a drying or some. The only reason I've avoided drying actually is because I knew I wanted to get a few of these rocks in, so I did avoided a bit of the drying. Some different shape rocks in this. If you get any what you don't like, where you're not keen on the shape on the rock, you can come back in with your brush and just alter them round. Although having said that, no, I quite like the shape of all mine, but if you don't like, you can just say like you didn't like the shape of that one at that angle. You could wash the whole thing out if you wanted by just blobbing on top. But I quite like the shape of all them, so I'm going to leave them. I suppose I could, on these close rocks, I think, just put some tiny little specks of grass in. It just sits them in a bit. I think my grass is quite short on me. Picture what I'm working from, my photo what I'm working from, it's not long grass, but it does help sit them rocks into my picture, so there, I don't look bad. Oh, why have I got loads of little splashes of paint? Now I could turn them all into birds, and I might end up doing. Let's get this whole thing a dry. Dried that top bit, all these puddles in this bottom bit, I'm going to spin it upside down and dry it and see if I can get it, let some of them flow a bit. let's move this clip back to the corner. Oh, if I can, it's difficult. There. Right, I'm just going to go across the room and have a look. I'm a bit worried that that mountain looks too close. I'll go back and have a look. It does look quite close. So, do I need to mist that back? I think I could do with misting this back a bit. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Right, squeeze my brush out. To wipe. What I'd do, if you get this problem and you're on watercolour paper and not cartridge paper, it might even work on this. But if you're on watercolour paper and not cartridge paper, go in with a wet brush like that, look, dab it in into all there, right, rub it, it is working, look, and just take some of that paint off so it goes back and looks further away, and that's working, look. So you can just do that. Don't normally, on cartridge paper you tend to just wear your paper out, but on proper watercolour paper this works brilliant. So that's just taking all that colour out, look, and making it look more faded. There. Let's give that a dab with a cloth, dry cloth, and that'll take a lot of that paint out. If it's not taking enough, it'll probably take more. If you'll be able to rub it more, or you might, on watercolour paper, you'd probably get that back to invisible if you wanted to. If you're not taking enough and you want more, then use some gouache. I'm just looking, I think I'm going to take a bit more off, and then I think I might use a bit of gouache anyway, just to get some more patterns in some of this stuff. Just have a look at that. That's it, that's faded that back a lot now, so that looks, I'm happy at that now. There. Like I say, if you a bit of Chinese white or some white gouache or something, and you could fade that back even more if you want. But I think that don't look bad at all. That's not bad now. I'll just do a bit so I can show you. If you're not quite got it faded back enough, get a bit of Chinese white or some gouache, and just, Chinese white's a bit transparent, so that works good. Just mix out a bit like that, look, and that'll work for you. Just takes it out, so it's just faint. Don't want that bit there. There. Looks alright, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm happy with that. Squeeze that brush out, get that dry, put some bods in, and we're done. So yeah, if I painted that again, I'd use a paler paint, but my painting's not ruined because I've just misted it back with a bit of water and dabbed it, and it wasn't quite enough, so I used a bit of, very thin bit of gouache, or Chinese white's more transparent anyway, so you can use that, and it's just took it back to where it is now, and that looks good. I'm going to get a tiny little brush and just add some little bots. What I might do is add them in on all these bits here where all them splashes are. Put loads in, why not? I was listening to a thing about babies, right? And most babies, when they're born upside down, right? Well, I was born feet first, but I reckon that shows intelligence, because if you're in your mum's belly, right, do you want to be upside down all the time? No. So I'm obviously clever even that far back, and and sat up nice and comfy. Not like my stepbrother Doofus, he were knitted. Right, one more bird. There, that looks good, doesn't it? That were all them little paint splashes. So let's put those little birds in. Oh, I do need a BD. Let's get a BD and we'll put one there. Bye. Can you see that? Just. No, I can't. Bye. I can still only just, but it'll do. Die. Bertie die. There we are. I'll see you on B.